2D collision or oblique collision. If I go on taking these two terms, 2D collision or oblique collision. Okay. If I now consider 2D collision or oblique collision, see, if I take 2-point objects, for example, one is moving this way, one is 2-point collision. No, it is a 2-dimensional collision, means the momentum will be discussed for the system of particles colliding along two mutually perpendicular direction, right? That means the colliding bodies will get deflected from their original path of motion after collision. Oh yeah, in 1D collision, no deflection will take place. Whatever be the path along which, that's why I wrote down here one line. The path along which the path of motion before collision will be the path of motion after collision. Okay. Whatever be the, provided if there are more than two particles involved in 1D collision, then all of them must have their momentum, if possible, then along that same line, and that will be the line, the momentum possessed by them even after collision. Okay, yeah. So suppose here if I consider M1 and M2 be the two particle, they are running with velocities u1 and u2, two different direction. And for example, we can see this is the point where the two bodies will collide with each other. Let they are reaching here, right? 2-point object. And after this, I can see, suppose M1 is getting deflected this way, M2 is getting deflected this way. Are you getting me? M1 and M2, they can be seen to be getting deflected with velocities V1 and V2. So in such cases, neither M1 got that scope to maintain its motion continued after collision along the same line which it had before collision, nor it can be achieved by M2, right? Both of them are basically getting deflected from their natural motion or the original motion what they had before collision. Is that clear? So what you have to do in this case, you need to, though suppose you want to, for your convenience, if you feel that this is one of the reference line, let it be the x-axis, right? And let this is be the another reference line y-axis. Okay. So here in this case, neither the first particle nor second are moving along that reference line, both before and after collision. Then what we have to do, we need to consider the angle with the reference line, right? Let it be alpha 1, alpha 2 by the two particles before collision, and that is, let it be assumed to be theta 1 and theta 2 after collision. Got it? Then as per the concept of the vector resolution, we know we can resolve the momentum of both particles along the reference line. So it will be m1 u1 cos alpha 1 and downward will be m1 u1 sin alpha 1, right? Similarly, for the second particle, we can write down this is m2 u2 cos alpha 2, and in this direction it will be m2 u2 sin alpha 2, right? That means before collision, if I want to write down the before collision, right? If I want to write down the linear momentum pi x, that is x component wise, so I will write down it is m1 u1 cos alpha 1 plus m2 u2 cos alpha 2, right? And for pi y along the y direction, I will write down minus m1 u1 sin alpha 1 plus m2 u2 sin alpha 2. I hope you are understanding. The negative for first particle being it is taken downward, and positive for the second particle being it is upward, right? Same we can do with the resolutions of vector for m1 and m2 with the velocities what they are expected to have after collision. So I can write down it is m1 v1 cos theta 1 and this one is m1 v1 sin theta 1, right? Similarly, for these two bodies it is m2 v2 cos theta 2 and downward will be m2 v2 sin theta 2, right? So similarly, after collision, I can write down the P final X. That will be again M1 V1 cos theta 1 plus M2 V2 cos theta 2, right? And P final along Y. So for Y this time M1 V1 sin theta 1 will be positive and M2 V2 sin theta 2 will be negative, right? So we do not know like in a general notation we are doing this, right? We do not know along Y are they getting cancelled out or not, because so far as Y direction momentum before collision appearing in opposite direction. So ultimately 3 possibilities can be there. Overall Pi initial can be either positive or negative or maybe 0. Isn't it? Pardon? Yeah, what I said that as we do not know the y direction momentum possessed by these two particles, which I am showing it with the sin alpha 1, sin alpha 2 components. So the resultant of them, right, are they both, this m1 u1 sin alpha 1 and m2 u2 sin alpha 2, are they equal or not? Right. If they are both equal being opposite in direction, then pi along y will be 0. Or either positive magnitude may be greater than negative magnitude or vice versa. Then that means for y component momentum before collision, there are 3 possibilities. We can get 0 or positive or negative, right? So whatever I'll get pi along y, the pf along y will also be same in magnitude and same in sign. If it is a positive quantity, this 2 will be positive of the same magnitude. If it is a negative quantity, this 2 will be negative same. If it is 0, this 2 will be 0, right? So here, as per conservation of momentum, as per conservation of linear momentum, we can write down Pi along x must be equal to Pf along x and Pi along y must be equal to Pf along y. Is it clear? Right. So this will be the two-dimensional collision, 2D collision. In 2D collision, the colliding bodies, you can see the colliding bodies are not moving same in direction. So that is the reason why after collision, the path traced by them will also be different from their initial direction of motion before collision, right? So that's why this is called 2D collision or oblique collision. So the reason behind 2D collision or oblique collision, it will be just because of the reason the colliding bodies are moving in 2 different directions before collision. Is that clear?